Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I am Kira Schaefer.
And I'm Todd Schaefer.
We're doing a role reversal today. No, for real. I'm really Todd Schaefer.
And I'm really Kira Schaefer.
And today we're going to talk about...
grassroots marketing strategies for small business. And I think we'll just take it away here with looking at some simple things that you can do. And the first one I think would be good to talk about is networking. Networking kind of gets a bad rap because, you can end up in a networking group and you're paying a lot of money or you're paying weekly or, whatever to go have lunch with a bunch of people that may or may not be buying from you. But networking is so much more than that, than just trying to sell to an insurance salesman who's also trying to sell you insurance at the same time. It's building relationships. It's connection. There's a woman I know, her name is Ellen Schilling, and she's absolutely one of the most heart-centered, loving women I've ever known, and she has never, ever asked for a sale from me, ever. However, I know she has things that she actually sells these really cool intention coins that she makes for, and she's just absolutely amazing. I would buy every single thing that she has just because I love her so much. And a lot of it she also donates to charity. So when we look at networking, the way I met her was through an organization called Celebrate Your Life. And she said, I don't want to wait to have lunch with you. I want to have lunch with you right now. Let's make a date, And so I feel a loving connection with her. And I think for the most part, when it comes to networking, that we are looking at building relationships, not just building things that people will, go, okay, I've talked to you for a few minutes, now buy my product. These are relationships that can be built over a long period of time, and they're nurtured, and those can be kind of difficult at first.
Belabored also.
A little belabored because I'm very introverted. So it's not my natural speed to go out and hang out with people and go have lunch and stuff. I'm more what's the right word?
Intuitive, social.
No,
you want to get to know them.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get to know them. That's the thing. So that's the problem, actually, and that's why networking has been hard for me in the past. But when I do meet people, I do connect with them on a deeper level than most people do. It's not very superficial. So when you're networking, you can look at everything as an opportunity to help someone get to know you and then get to know your product.
Agreed. And if you are an intuitive or a feeler, which is probably going to be the primary audience for this type of a podcast, because Kira and I are both intuitive feelers, you probably might shy away from networking if you're more introverted. If you're more extroverted, you might be drawn to networking, which is fine. But either way, if you're more of an intuitive feeler, you're probably going to be more interested in creating authentic connections with people, and not so much the cookie cutter networking of your 30-second speech and here's what I do, blah, 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 and then great, and then once in a while you get a referral kind of thing. You can do that, and it does depend on your product, your business, and you got to market and network where your ideal customers are. But if you're an intuitive feeler, chances are you're going to want to build a connection with people first and just feel out if this is the right person for me to be working with or doing business with. You're not just selling widgets. More than likely you're selling, a service or maybe something holistic, that kind of thing. So it's really important to be strategic with who you do network with. I remember when we had our hypnotherapy business, we started networking with, the standard kind of city networking groups and stuff. And there was a couple gems that we made connections with there, and it led us to the right places. But ultimately, it was just a starting point, and it was an easy, visible starting point to start with, like a chamber kind of thing, or what have you. And then you notice that, there's a bunch of carpet cleaners and insurance salesmen there,
right,
and things like that. Are these types of people typically interested in hypnotherapy or emotional transformation? Maybe, but not so much. Mm-hmm. The vibe of every group is going to be different. So it really depends on the people and the vibe and stuff. I mean, you could have the same services in two different groups, and one group be right for you and the other one be totally wrong.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I think if you kind of go, intuitively kind of look and feel where your people are, you're probably going to get better return on your time.
That's right. And the thing is that you want to build strategic alliances or strategic partnerships. You're not selling to that person your service. If they own a business, you want to remember that you are creating a connection with them so that you can get in front of their tribe or in front of their customers. And and that's really the key difference there, because I think that a lot of networking people, and this is very affordable, by the way, just going to a networking meeting or going to a place or connecting with people on Facebook or Facebook groups, things like that. It's very affordable. It could cost $0 and just primarily your time, but you could create a couple of these strategic partnerships that actually build a tremendous of momentum for your business. Just remember, you're not selling to that person. So let's just get selling out of our mind when it comes to networking. Even though we all know that's our ultimate goal, get the selling part out of your head and just go, I want to learn about this person, and I want this person to learn about me. And I want to get in front of their group, their tribe, their peeps, because it's going to grow your business exponentially, quickly.
Right. And I'm glad you said that point, because I didn't think to say that. Networking is definitely about strategic partnerships to get your brand name out there, to help people to get to know you and like you and trust you, so that your business is top of mind when somebody comes to them needing your service, and they say, oh, you know what, there's somebody in my networking group who does that, let me connect you to her.
That's right. And
then you can do it that way. So at the beginning of your business, as we said in our last podcast, you're just trying to get now money. Networking might not be a now money strategy. I mean, it can be, and I think it's good to get yourself out there. It may not be the first thing that you do, but it should be one of the early things that you do, I think, just to get exposure and your name out there. You really want to be qualifying your ROI as you're getting started and stuff. But slowly, as more of a longer term strategy, it's about building your visibility and your reputation in your respective community.
Yeah.
And getting people to know you and to know about you, so that you can get, like Kira said, in front of their people, and then you can sell to their people, and vice versa. If they have a relevant business, you have a strategic partnership with that person you're networking with, you feel good about them, they could come talk to your people about what they offer and that kinds of things. And you can create things together. You can create workshops together if you have comparable businesses, and you can fill seats together and then speak together, that kind of thing.
I love it. Yeah, that's exactly right. And there's so many cool things that can happen. You can create workshops, and you could both be making money. So the other thing that we want to talk about with the just some grassroots marketing strategies would be Facebook is a fantastic one. Just creating a Facebook group and putting people in that group that are wanting to learn about your particular service, or wanting to learn about something that you offer as a result of working with you. So let's say if it was love or relationships, you might create a couples group, or you might create a singles group or something like that, and then you can offer them tools and advice in that case. So there's a ton of things that you can do with Facebook. I'm going to say Facebook now. not really Twitter, Instagram, because they don't really have group options. So we want to make sure that that you're really creating community around your product, even though you may not have actually presented your product yet. So community is huge. So we've got networking, we've got community, and if you are an introvert, just know this. This is actually the cool thing about being an introvert in business, is that you are setting yourself apart as the expert in whatever that thing is. So it actually creates this kind of invisible barrier between you and those people, because you are actually taking the lead. You're taking the stance in the work. And as long as you remember that you are helping to build hope and connection with these new people coming into your life, because these are the people that are going to be buying from you. So even if you're introverted, or even if you're having a hard time with that, just know that that you have the ability to really help the people that are coming into your experience in new and creative ways.
And another thing about networking groups, if you have like a carpet cleaning business, you're going to need to build a local community face-to-face connection, because your business is going to be in a particular geographic area. If you are selling a service that you, like a coaching service, life coach or something, you can do that in person, you can do it online or over the phone. So therefore you can market anywhere. You can market online, Facebook, you got a much bigger audience that you can attract and create Facebook groups for and that kind of thing. You're a lot more unlimited. So keep that in mind as well with the type of business that you have. Can I market my business nationally? Do I have a product that I can deliver to anyone, anywhere? Or is it a product that I have to drive to that client or customer every single time I fulfill it? And that's going to determine where and how you do your networking and marketing.
That's true. And so I guess we've kind of talked a lot more today about networking and some of the benefits of strategic partnerships. We talked a little bit about Facebook groups and a little bit of how you can utilize that. What are some of the other things that we talked about, Todd?
How you connect when you network with people, that you're building strategic alliances with people, that you're networking and marketing is determined by what kind of business that you offer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that was the last one I was. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then just determining how big of a reach you want to get. Is it national? Is it local? Is it international? And it's actually funny with the publishing business that we have, is that it's an international business. And I had no thought that was actually going to happen, but the way that it works is that it just kind of came together that way. So we've had authors in Canada. I believe we had an author in England. We've had several authors in Canada, authors in Australia, and so it's just, you don't want to limit yourself. So consider that when you're building your business, to make sure, can you get this farther than just your county? Because your county is not going to, or city is not going to, you could reach a critical mass. And unless you have repeat business for the people there, then you might be looking at not being able to sustain yourself long term.
Great. We will wrap it up right there.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you. Kira Schaefer signing off.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Have you ever considered being a published author? At As You Wish Publishing, we help make book publishing accessible for aspiring authors. Take a look at our website at www.asyouwishpublishing.com and look at our collaborative books that you may want to be a part of.